We like to begin by congratulating our beloved Irvin on his remarkable new book, The Upshift for Thriving on Planet Earth. He asked us to share what the upshift means for us. In his latest book, he begins with Hamlet's famous questions: to be or not to be, shifting up to a better world or drifting down to crisis and chaos. This is indeed, dear friends, the challenge of our time. Irvin rightly points out that it's no longer a question of whether to change or not to change, only how to change. And he affirms that action is needed on a global scale with active participation of a critical mass of the world population. In other words, we need a lure of becoming, a lure for the upshift, one that is not just based on the breakdown of all that's no longer working. Rather, envision the upshift itself as an evolutionary force. Irvin explains this beautifully in this book, the evolutionary force for attracting us forward into the greater becoming of the higher dream. The poet says, redeem the time, redeem the unread vision of the higher dream. He reminds us that this evolutionary force, which I like to call the lure of our becoming, empowers us to shift beyond the challenges and crises of our time. My friend and co-author, Anneloes Smitsman, here, may share with us how that very lure is part of the future itself. What the upshift means for me is the higher world, the deeper world, the world that we are meant to have. We are not just, wandering around strangers in a universe. We are part of the cosmic mind herself. And we have it within us. If we can just get it together, we have it within us to profoundly be the change that makes the change. And that is what, dear friends, in this remarkable book, dear Irvin, shows us the paths to the transformation, the paths in which we are the ones who will be ones. We are the ones who can begin the great upshift. Thank you. And I'd like to ask you now, how can you be part of this critical mass, this tipping point of whole system change to upshift to a higher order of reality? Anneloes, please share with us a few words of what this upshift means to you.
Thank you, Jean, for your inspiring words. And first of all, I'd like to also congratulate Irvin on this wonderful new book, which I highly recommend. He explains in this book how this evolutionary force of life itself acts as an attractor, which I believe is precisely what futures are all about. And that's also what it means to me. Futures, they're not just ideas of time. They are, as Irvin explains in the book, holotropic attractors. Attractors that attract us into the wholeness realization of our cosmological potentials, which are also the informational potentials that carry the seeds for upshifting to higher and more integral orders of reality. So these seeds are within us already, waiting for us to explore and discover and bring it forth and engage it. As Irvin explains in his beautiful book, the attractor acts as a tropism towards coherence and oneness throughout nature, and we are part of nature. And we can experience this as intuition and spiritual insight, also as a sense of wonder and passion and enthusiasm and gratitude and love. And through this evolutionary force, we are intimately part of the greater universe, which is really the cradle of our future becoming. Irvin also mentions in this new book that the evolution of life is not a response to just external conditions, but it's really the unfolding of an intrinsic attraction that is intrinsic to the universe itself. We are attracted to evolve, not through struggle for survival, but we are attracted to evolve to thrive together with all of life. And what the upshift means to me, therefore, is this departure of hundreds of years of mechanistic thinking and dualistic behavior and the belief in separation, and to shift, truly shift into the higher consciousness states of our next evolutionary step. Life shifts us up and in each time we let go of our limited ways of thinking and we see into life from this beautiful wisdom of our heart. Every moment in your life is an opportunity to upshift and to start living from the realities of life that are so beautifully described in this latest book of Earth, The Upshift. The realities of living in harmony with our planet and co-creating thriving communities and life-centered civilizations. Join the Upshift.